Hello developers and welcome to PHP Developers TV, your home for everything you need to know to be a knowledgeable PHP developer. I'm your host, as always, Scott Keck-Warren. Vagrant makes it easy to go from zero to working in a very short time. We can feel free to completely wreck our setup because we can reset it back to a working state quickly. The flip side to this is that while it's easy to reset our virtual machines, it might be a challenge or time-consuming to recreate our data inside the virtual machines. What if there was an easy way to take a snapshot of our current virtual machine's drive state so we could quickly get back to it? In this video, we're going to be talking about saving Vagrant states using snapshots. What is a snapshot? Normally, when a virtual machine writes data to its virtual drive, the hypervisor saves that data to a virtual drive file for that virtual machine. Several hypervisors allow us to define a snapshot that freezes the data on the drive at a specific time. After the snapshot has been created, instead of writing data to the main virtual drive file, the hypervisor writes the data to a separate file. We can create multiple snapshots, which can either stack on top of each other or exist in parallel with each other. The superpower of snapshots is that because we're just recording the differences between when we took the snapshot and now, it doesn't take up the same amount of space as a duplicate copy of the virtual machine. We can also quickly discard our changes and get back to when we created our snapshot. Now, there is a performance penalty to having multiple snapshots. Because each virtual disk has a listing of the changes, when our virtual machine performs a read operation, each virtual disk file has to be consulted to be able to find out which one contains the correct data. It's easy to create a performance bottleneck, so we recommend trying to keep the number of snapshots down to at most 2, and never in a production environment for more than an hour or so. Vagrant allows us to take advantage of this feature, if it's supported by our hypervisor, using the snapshot command. We could do these same actions in the GUI of our hypervisor, but Vagrant makes it a little nicer to work with. Creating a snapshot. The first thing we need to discuss is how to create a snapshot. This is done by using the Vagrant snapshot save command, followed by the name we want for our snapshot. For example, we can create a snapshot after we Vagrant up our environment. This will allow us to quickly get back to that state of having everything fresh, but not waiting for all the steps required to initialize the virtual machines. To see all of the snapshots that we've created, we can run the Vagrant snapshot list command. As we save new snapshots, they're based on the snapshot we're currently working on. For example, if we're working on our initial snapshot, we can then create test data and then create a snapshot with that test data. This new snapshot has a parent of initial setup, which we can see in the VirtualBox GUI. At this point, VirtualBox is keeping track of the changes to our initial setup and any changes we've made after we created our after creating development data snapshot, restoring to a snapshot. When we want to get back to a snapshot, we can use the Vagrant snapshot restore command, followed by the name of the snapshot. When this happens, any data that hasn't been saved to the snapshot will be lost. This process also shuts down the virtual machine before restoring the snapshot, so take that into account whenever you're restoring a snapshot. Deleting a snapshot. Snapshots are costly in terms of performance and drive space, so we must clean up the old snapshots using the delete command. To remove the snapshot, we can use the Vagrant snapshot delete command, followed by the name of the snapshot, push and pop. That covers the majority of the snapshot feature, but we still haven't discussed the push and pop commands. These allow us to create a temporary snapshot so we can try something by quickly creating a snapshot and then restoring to the snapshot and deleting it in one command. This is helpful when we want to test an upgrade without worrying about messing up our setup if it goes awry. To use this command, we call Vagrant snapshot push, and it will generate a new snapshot that starts with the word push. The new snapshot even shows up in the list of snapshots from Vagrant snapshot list. When we're done with whatever we're doing, we can then pop the snapshot, which again restores the snapshot and then immediately deletes the snapshot, so we're back to where we started. If we check our list of snapshots again, we'll see that it's now gone. What you need to know. Snapshots provide a method to lock our virtual machine's data at a specific point. This makes it easy to test changes that might wreck the data. Vagrant provides this using the Vagrant snapshot commands. Vagrant snapshot save to save, Vagrant snapshot restore to go back. As always, thank you for watching our video. Please make sure you subscribe, comment, and like as it helps others find us. How are you using Vagrant snapshots? Let us know in the comments. This is Scott Keck-Warren for PHP Developers TV, signing off and reminding you to keep coding.